All right, we're about to start the part you've been waiting for, the last part, part 4. With this, we will finish our project for today. I've got to put some padding on the left and right, which will, by padding it, will push it down, so I'll have to adjust the size again. So I want to do let's put padding all the way around. What the heck? 25px semicolon, save, go back here, and it actually comes out pretty good. Okay, so now let's go back. Let's refresh that. Okay, I've got my borders, I've got my colors, and everything is inside. All right, so now we have most of our work done. We need some navigation, but if I'm going to have a navigation, I need to have multiple boxes. So I'm going to do this in a cheesy sort of way. I'm going to save as, and I'm going to call this box 2, and then I'm going to save as and call this box 3. All right, so now I have 3 of these guys, and they are all very nicely styled to the same CSS document. But what I need is some navigation. I'm going to click in here, and I'm going to make another one of these guys. And there it is. And I am going to put nothing as far as borders, etc. But there's going to be a problem when I come back. All right. Notice that it's inside my title div. But, ooh, it's way down here. So first of all, I'm going to call this nav. And I'm going to call this nav. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Command X. I'm going to hit a couple of returns, come back up, and go Command V. And just because, I'm going to go NAV. And I'm going to refresh. And I'm going to save. Now, if I'd been anywhat at all intelligent, I would have put this in before I did all of my save alls. But, all right, oh, wait a minute. It didn't go where I wanted it to go, and part of that is because I should have created it in a different manner, but that's okay. All right, so this nav really wants to be BOX1. Then I can have BOX2. Whoops. All right, I want to hold down the Shift key and hit a return, he says, so that I get a line break. I should have gotten a line break. Let's go back to the design. And we'll put in 2. Oh, and I really ought to have this as capital B box. And now let's see what this looks like. Oh, there it is. And there we go. So in reality, again, I need this to be a larger box. So it says that actually what we can do is bring this in, and that makes it a little easier to say, let's label that, And the height needs to be, say, 150 just for fun. See what happens. Yeah. $160. Closer. All right, now I need to save this. And now also open recent box 2. And that's not the right box 1, so we're now going to open box 1. All right, I've now got all of my boxes open and my CSS document. And there it is. So what I can do now is take this guy, which is all of my navigation stuff, and I can copy it and come in under code and hit a couple of returns, go back up and paste. And do the same, let's see, save. Oh, code, there we go. And paste, refresh, and save. All right, now let's look at our design. Oh, it looks exactly the same. How about that? And box 2, design, and box 3, and design. Now, that's interesting. And why is that? Oh, you fool, because you didn't take the navigation section, copy, and paste it into there. And now all of a sudden boxes 1, 2, and 3 all look the same. Okay? Linked. How do I get my links to work? Well, I highlight the box 1, and on this guy, which is going to be the properties box, there is a space for link. And I've got a whole bunch of possibilities, but what the easiest one for me is to browse for the file. So I'm going to click Browse for File and click on Box 1. And I'm going to choose that. And notice there's the HTML. And if I do this for Box 2 and highlight and box 3. Now, again, I have the possibility that I can go back and do that over again, or I can save this, go into the code, and I can, this is what I should have done, is now that I have all the links in the nav section, I can copy it, go to box 2, go to code, here is my nav, I'm just going to say, I'll replace that whole thing, save, design, and paste, and save, and back to design. Okay, now, so what? I want to preview in Safari. Oh, there it is, box 1. Box 2, notice it says box 2, box 3, box 3, 2, 1, 3, 1. Okay, so now I've completed the assignment. Almost. Uh-oh. This doesn't come out quite far enough. So we're going to come back here, and what we're going to do is we're going to eyeball this and say that ought to come out to there. Now we're going to save that. Okay? So now I have 3 areas. I have a logo area that actually has a logo in it. I have a title and navigation, and I have content. Now, the advantage is I can always change the content to whatever I want, but this gives you an idea of how this is all done. So when I say to you, okay, take 3 classes that you're taking at the governor's school and make web pages that will link from one to the other, you won't have any problems. All right, so I'm going to save this. I'm going to save the CSS. I'm going to come back to box number 1. I'm going to refresh it. Oh, that's not the right one. Let us do File, Open File, Class Demo, Box 1. That's what I really want. All right, notice that it is the correct width for all intents and purposes. I'm in box 1. I can go to 2 and 3. All right, there you go. That is what you should be able to accomplish at this point. And I want to close all of the windows. All right, enough of that for the moment. Congratulations, you have finished all 4 parts of this, and it's done. So you should now be able to make your 3 web pages with the 1 CSS sheet, and this should be your template for all of your projects.